In the great trading station of Nexus Prime, a human merchant named David Park smiled at his alien customer. "Thank you for your business," David said, bowing slightly. "Please come back any time." The Thorian trader looked down at the small human. Thorians were big creatures, nearly 8 feet tall with thick armor-like skin. This one could probably crush David with one hand. "Your prices are too high, human," the Thorian growled. "I apologize," David said quickly. "I can offer you a 10% discount. Would that be acceptable?" The Thorian laughed, a deep, mocking laugh. 20%. Or I take my business elsewhere." David nodded, still smiling. "Of course, 20%. Whatever makes you happy." The Thorian took the goods and walked away without another word. No thank you. No respect. Just took what he wanted and left. Other aliens in the market watched this interaction. They shook their heads, all made sounds of pity. "Humans are so weak," a Velkari merchant said to her friend. "Always apologizing. Always giving discounts. No backbone at all." "I heard they have been in space for 100 years now," the friend replied. "And in all that time, they have never won a single fight. Because they never fight back," the first merchant laughed. "They run away or surrender. Every time." This was the reputation humans had built across the galaxy. Peaceful, friendly, soft, weak. Human traders traveled to every corner of known space. They sold goods. They bought resources. They made deals. And whenever there was trouble, they always backed down. Pirates attacked human cargo ships. Humans paid them to go away. Other races took human trade routes. Humans found different routes. Someone insulted a human. The human apologized and walked away. For 100 years, this pattern never changed. Humans avoided conflict at all costs. They smiled when others threatened them. They negotiated when others demanded. They retreated when others advanced. The galaxy decided humans were prey species. Herbivores in a galaxy of carnivores. Useful for trade, but not worthy of respect. Nobody knew the truth. Nobody suspected anything different. Far across the galaxy, on the Krell homeworld, Commander Zar sat in the war room studying star maps. The Krell were warriors, strong, aggressive, and proud. They had conquered 20 star systems through military force. Their empire was built on strength and fear. Zar pointed to 3 human colonies on the edge of Krell space. "These colonies are in valuable locations," he said to his officers. "Rich in minerals. Perfect for military bases. The humans will not fight for them," one officer said confidently. "Humans never fight." "Exactly," Zar smiled. "We demand they give us the colonies. They will surrender immediately. Easy victory." Another officer pulled up human records. "According to our intelligence, humans have no real military, just some merchant protection vessels, nothing that could challenge us." "Perfect prey," Zar said, his voice full of contempt. "Weak, peaceful, pathetic. They smile and bow and apologize their way through the galaxy. They are not warriors, they are servants waiting for masters." The other Krell officers laughed in agreement. "Why has nobody conquered them yet?" a young officer asked. "Because they are useful," Zar explained. "Humans are good traders, good at making things. Other races want to keep trading with them. But we do not need their trade. We need their territory." He stood up, tall and imposing. "Prepare the fleet. 20 warships. We will go to the human border and deliver our warning. They will have 7 days to surrender their colonies. If they refuse—" "They will not refuse," another officer interrupted. "Humans always surrender." "True," Zar agreed. "But if by some miracle they do refuse, we destroy them. Show the galaxy what happens to prey that forgets its place." The Krell officers cheered. This would be an easy victory, a simple conquest. Humans were weak. Everyone knew this. 100 years of evidence proved it. Nobody questioned this assumption. Not the Krell, not any other race in the galaxy. After all, humans had shown their nature clearly for a century. They avoided violence. They chose peace. They ran from conflict. What else could they be except weak? Far away, on Earth, in a hidden command center deep underground, General Marcus Stone received a report about Krell ship movements. "They are coming," an intelligence officer said. 20 warships moving toward our border. Marcus nodded slowly. He was an old soldier with gray hair and eyes that had seen too much war. Scars covered his hands and face. Scars from battles nobody knew about. "Let them come," Marcus said quietly. "We have played our role for 100 years. We have been patient. We have waited." He looked at the star map showing human territory, so small compared to other empires, so peaceful looking, so harmless. "Perhaps it is time," Marcus continued, "to show the galaxy what we really are." The officer looked confused. "Sir." Marcus smiled. It was not the friendly smile David Park gave to rude customers. It was something else, something cold, something dangerous. "The hunters have been hiding long enough," Marcus said. "Soon, very soon, the prey will learn the truth." 7 days after General Marcus Stone's quiet words, the Krell fleet arrived. 20 massive warships dropped out of hyperspace at the edge of human territory. Each ship was the size of a small city. Dark metal covered in weapons, shields glowing with power, engines burning bright enough to light up the darkness of space. They positioned themselves in a threatening formation, a wall of military might facing 3 small human colonies. On the nearest human station, sensors started beeping warnings. Multiple contacts. A young technician shouted, 20 capital ships, Krell signatures. Station Commander Lisa Wong ran to the sensor station. Her heart pounded as she saw the display. 20 Krell warships. This was not a patrol. This was an invasion force. "Send a message," she ordered, keeping her voice calm. "Ask them what they want. Be polite." The message went out. "Krell vessels, this is Human Station Omega 7. Welcome to our space. How can we help you?" For a long moment, no response came. The Krell ships just hung there in space like dark storm clouds. Then a message came back. A video transmission. Commander Zar's face filled the screen. He was huge. Krell were naturally large, but Zar was massive even for his species. Battle scars covered his face. His eyes were cold and cruel. "Humans." Zar's voice was harsh and threatening. "I am Commander Zar of the Krell Empire. I am not here to talk. I am here to deliver a warning." Lisa felt her hands start to shake, but she kept her face calm. "What warning, Commander?" "Your 3 outer colonies, New Vancouver, Terra Verde, and Prosperity Station, are in Krell space now. We claim them." "But those are human colonies," Lisa said carefully. "Thousands of humans live there. We have been there for 30 years. "I do not care," Zar interrupted. "We want that territory. You have 7 days to evacuate your people and leave. After 7 days, if humans are still there, we will remove them by force." Lisa's hands gripped the console. "Please, Commander, can we negotiate? Perhaps we can share the resources, or we can pay you for the right to stay. There must be another way." Zar laughed. It was a cruel, mocking laugh. "Negotiate? Pay us? This is why everyone calls you weak, human. We do not negotiate with prey. We take what we want." "But the colonies." 7 days, Zar shouted. "This is your final warning. Accept our terms or be destroyed. We know what you are, humans. We know you are weak. We know you are afraid. You will do what all prey does. You will run." The transmission ended abruptly. The screen went black. Lisa stood frozen for a moment. Then she took a deep breath and started giving orders. "Send this transmission to Earth immediately. Priority 1. And prepare evacuation plans for the 3 colonies, just in case. Just in case, another officer asked. Commander, we are going to surrender, right? We cannot fight the Krell. Lisa said nothing, but inside, she thought about something strange. When she reported the Krell threat to Earth Command, the response was surprisingly calm, almost prepared. The message from Earth arrived within hours. It went to every human station, every human colony, every human ship. This is Earth Diplomatic Corps. We have received the Krell ultimatum. We are attempting peaceful negotiations. Please remain calm. Do not take any aggressive action. Repeat, do not engage the Krell fleet under any circumstances. Across the galaxy, other alien races heard about the Krell ultimatum. News traveled fast in space. The story spread through trading stations, diplomatic channels, and news networks. On Nexus Prime, the same Thorian trader who had bullied David Park spoke with other aliens at a bar. Did you hear? The Krell are taking human colonies. Of course they are, a Velkari merchant replied. Humans will surrender. They always do. I almost feel sorry for them, another alien said. 3 whole colonies, thousands of humans forced to leave their homes. Do not waste your pity, the Thorian said. Humans are weak. This is the way of the galaxy. The strong take from the weak. It has always been this way. At a Galactic Council meeting, ambassadors from various races discussed the situation. Should we intervene? A young ambassador asked. Help the humans. An older ambassador shook his head. Against the Krell? No. Nobody wants war with the Krell Empire. Besides, humans will surrender peacefully. No one needs to die. But it is not fair, the young ambassador protested. Fair? The old ambassador laughed sadly. The galaxy is not fair, young one. The Krell are warriors. Humans are traders. Warriors take what they want. Traders give what they must. This is the natural order. Back on Earth, human ambassadors sent message after message to the Krell. Please reconsider. We can offer valuable resources in exchange for keeping our colonies. We are willing to share mining rights. We can work together. Please, Commander Zar, there must be a peaceful solution. Each message sounded weaker than the last. Desperate. Pleading. Exactly what everyone expected from humans. On his flagship, Commander Zar read these messages and laughed. Look at them beg, like animals facing a predator. This will be easier than I thought. His officers agreed. 7 days from now, those colonies will be ours. Humans will run away with their tails between their legs. And the galaxy will see, Zar said confidently, what happens when prey tries to claim territory that belongs to hunters. What none of them knew, not the Krell, not the other aliens, not even most humans, was that in hidden military bases across human space, something was waking up. Something that had been sleeping for 100 years. Something dangerous. Something that had been waiting for exactly this moment. Deep beneath the surface of Earth, 3 miles underground, was a place most humans did not know existed. The Deep Command Center, built into solid rock, protected by layers of steel and concrete, hidden from satellites, sensors, and spies. This was where Earth's real leaders met, not the politicians who smiled on camera, not the diplomats who bowed to aliens, the real decision-makers, the generals, the strategists, the ones who remembered what humanity truly was. General Marcus Stone walked through the steel corridors. His boots echoed on the metal floor. Officers saluted as he passed. Everyone here knew who he was, what he had done, what he had seen. He entered the main command room. 20 people waited around a large circular table. Military commanders, intelligence directors, secret service heads, the people who knew Earth's biggest secret. The Krell have delivered their ultimatum, Marcus said, taking his seat. 7 days to evacuate 3 colonies. What is the public response? Admiral Chen asked. Our diplomats are begging for negotiations, Marcus replied. Just like always, just like they expect. A few people around the table smiled slightly. Cold smiles, knowing smiles. 100 years, Colonel Sarah Jackson said quietly. We have been playing this role for 100 years. Acting weak, acting afraid, always backing down, always surrendering. It was necessary, Marcus said firmly. When we first entered the galaxy, we were alone, unknown, vulnerable. We needed time. Time to learn about other races. Time to study their technology. Time to prepare. He pressed a button. A holographic display appeared above the table. It showed human history. Wars, weapons, destruction. When we left Earth, Marcus continued, we knew what we were. Predators. Apex predators. For millions of years, humans hunted everything on our planet. We drove species to extinction. We conquered every environment. Deserts, oceans, mountains, jungles. Nothing could stop us. The hologram showed human warriors throughout history. Ancient soldiers with spears. Medieval knights. Modern armies with guns, fighter jets, tanks, nuclear weapons. We fought each other for thousands of years, Admiral Chen added. We created weapons designed to kill millions. We nearly destroyed ourselves twice, but we survived. We always survive, because that is what predators do. And when we reached space, Colonel Jackson asked. We made a decision, Marcus said. A smart decision. We decided to hide, to pretend, to act like prey while we learned about the galaxy, while we prepared. The hologram changed. It showed the past 100 years. Human diplomats bowing to aliens. Human traders backing down from conflicts. Human ships running from pirates. Every time we surrendered, they thought we were weak, Marcus said. Every time we apologized, they thought we were afraid. Every time we ran, they thought we were prey. But we were not running, someone said. We were watching. Yes, Marcus agreed. We watched how they fought, studied their weapons, learned their tactics, analyzed their weaknesses. For 100 years, we gathered information, and while they thought we were building merchant ships, he pressed another button. The hologram changed again. This time it showed hidden military bases, secret shipyards, weapons facilities, all hidden in dark corners of space where alien sensors could not find them. Underground factories on remote planets, construction yards inside hollow asteroids, research stations in deep space, far from any trade route. We were building this, Marcus said. The hologram showed warships, hundreds of them, thousands of them, sleek, black, deadly. Ships covered in weapons that other races had never seen. Shields powered by technology humans had developed in secret. Engines that could move faster than any alien ship. All hidden, Colonel Jackson said with satisfaction. For 100 years, we built the most powerful military fleet in this region of space. And nobody knew. Nobody suspected. Because prey species do not build weapons, Admiral Chen added. They build defenses. They build walls. They hide. That is what everyone expected from us. Marcus stood up and walked around the table. But humans are not prey. We never were. We are hunters. Patient hunters. Smart hunters. We waited until we were ready. Until we were strong. Until the perfect moment. And the Krell gave us that moment, someone said. Yes, Marcus smiled. That cold, dangerous smile. The Krell threatened us openly. Demanded our colonies. Gave us an ultimatum. In front of the entire galaxy. So now we can respond, Colonel Jackson said. Without looking like the aggressors. Without looking like we broke the peace. Exactly, Marcus agreed. For 100 years, we needed an excuse. A A reason to show our true strength without making the entire galaxy afraid of us. The Krell just gave us that excuse. Admiral Chen looked at the holographic warships. When do we reveal the fleet? Marcus checked the time. The Krell gave us 7 days. On day 7, when they come to take our colonies by force, they will find something waiting for them. 500 warships, Cuddle Jackson said with satisfaction. 500, Marcus repeated. Against their 20. And when they see our fleet, when they realize what we truly are, the entire galaxy will watch. The entire galaxy will learn. That humans are not prey, someone said. That humans are predators, another added. That we have always been predators, Marcus finished. We just chose to hide it, to wait, to prepare, and now. He looked at each person around the table. Now the hunt begins. He pressed a final button. A message went out on secret military channels, encrypted, undetectable, reaching every hidden base, every secret shipyard, every waiting warship. 3 words, simple, clear, final. PUROTOCOR, APXPRAGATOR. Across human space, in hidden places the aliens had never found, things started moving. Warships powered up their engines. Weapons systems came online. Crews boarded vessels they had trained on for years, but never flown in combat. The mask was coming off. After 100 years of pretending, humanity was about to show the galaxy its true face. And the Krell, who thought they were hunting prey, were about to discover they had just made themselves the prey instead. In the great trading station of Nexus Prime, a human merchant named David Park smiled at his alien customer. "Thank you for your business," David said, bowing slightly. "Please come back any time." The Thorian trader looked down at the small human. Thorians were big creatures, nearly 8 feet tall with thick armor-like skin. This one could probably crush David with one hand. "Your prices are too high, human," the Thorian growled. "I apologize," David said quickly. "I can offer you a 10% discount. Would that be acceptable?" The Thorian laughed, a deep, mocking laugh. 20%. Or I take my business elsewhere." David nodded, still smiling. "Of course, 20%, whatever makes you happy." The Thorian took the goods and walked away without another word. No thank you. No respect. Just took what he wanted and left. Other aliens in the market watched this interaction. They shook their heads, all made sounds of pity. "Humans are so weak," a Velkari merchant said to her friend. "Always apologizing. Always giving discounts. No backbone at all." "I heard they have been in space for 100 years now," the friend replied. "And in all that time, they have never won a single fight. Because they never fight back," the first merchant laughed. "They run away or surrender. Every time." This was the reputation humans had built across the galaxy. Peaceful, friendly, soft, weak. Human traders traveled to every corner of known space. They sold goods. They bought resources. They made deals. And whenever there was trouble, they always backed down. Pirates attacked human cargo ships. Humans paid them to go away. Other races took human trade routes. Humans found different routes. Someone insulted a human. The human apologized and walked away. For 100 years, this pattern never changed. Humans avoided conflict at all costs. They smiled when others threatened them. They negotiated when others demanded. They retreated when others advanced. The galaxy decided humans were prey species. Herbivores in a galaxy of carnivores. Useful for trade, but not worthy of respect. Nobody knew the truth. Nobody suspected anything different. Far across the galaxy, on the Krell homeworld, Commander Czar sat in the war room studying star maps. The Krell were warriors, strong, aggressive, and proud. They had conquered 20 star systems through military force. Their empire was built on strength and fear. Zar pointed to 3 human colonies on the edge of Krell space. These colonies are in valuable locations, he said to his officers, rich in minerals, perfect for military bases. The humans will not fight for them, one officer said confidently. Humans never fight. Exactly, Zar smiled. We demand they give us the colonies. They will surrender immediately. Easy victory. Another officer pulled up human records. According to our intelligence, humans have no real military, just some merchant protection vessels, nothing that could challenge us. Perfect prey, Zar said, his voice full of contempt. Weak, peaceful, pathetic. They smile and bow and apologize their way through the galaxy. They are not warriors, they are servants waiting for masters. The other Krell officers laughed in agreement. Why has nobody conquered them yet? A young officer asked. Because they are useful, Zar explained. Humans are good traders, good at making things. Other races want to keep trading with them, but we do not need their trade. We need their territory. He stood up, tall and imposing. Prepare the fleet. 20 warships. We will go to the human border and deliver our warning. They will have 7 days to surrender their colonies. If they refuse. They will not refuse, another officer interrupted. Humans always surrender. True, Zar agreed. But if by some miracle they do refuse, we destroy them. Show the galaxy what happens to prey that forgets its place. The Krell officers cheered. This would be an easy victory, a simple conquest. Humans were weak. Everyone knew this. 100 years of evidence proved it. Nobody questioned this assumption. Not the Krell, not any other race in the galaxy. After all, humans had shown their nature clearly for a century. They avoided violence. They chose peace. They ran from conflict. What else could they be except weak? Far away, on Earth, in a hidden command center deep underground, General Marcus Stone received a report about Krell ship movements. They are coming, an intelligence officer said. 20 warships moving toward our border. He read about human hunters, how they tracked prey for days, how they never gave up, how they killed every large predator on their planet until humans were the only apex predators left. He read about human psychology, their patience, their planning, their ability to hide emotions, to pretend, to wait for the perfect moment to strike. On Earth, Marcus said, watching Zar read the files, we have a saying. The most dangerous prey is the one that hunts back. But we are not prey, Commander. We never were. You just assumed we were because we let you. Zar looked at his 20 ships, then at the 500 human warships surrounding them. His proud Krell warriors, who thought they were hunting weak prey, now surrounded by real predators. What? What do you want? Zar asked, his voice weak. Want? Marcus repeated. We want you to understand something, Commander. Then we want you to tell the entire galaxy what you learned here today. What lesson? Zar whispered. Marcus's eyes grew colder, harder, more dangerous. That humanity has been patient for 100 years. We have been peaceful. We have been kind. We have avoided war. But patience is not weakness. Peace is not fear. And kindness. He paused, letting the words sink in. Kindness is not the same as harmlessness. We are the most dangerous species in this region of space. We just chose not to show it. Until now. Behind him, 500 warships powered up their weapons. The space between the fleets lit up with energy as targeting systems locked on to Krell vessels. You called us prey, Commander Zar, Marcus said quietly. Now you will learn what happens when prey turns out to be the predator all along. Commander Zar stared at the 500 human warships surrounding his fleet. His mind raced, searching for options, for any way to escape this trap. Commander, his tactical officer said nervously. What are your orders? Zar looked at his 20 ships, the best ships in the Krell fleet. Ships that had won dozens of battles. Ships that had never been defeated. But 20 against 500. We fight, Zar said, trying to sound confident. We are Krell. We are warriors. We do not surrender to prey. They are not prey, sir, another officer whispered. Look at their ships. Look at their weapons. But Zar refused to accept it, refused to believe that humans, weak, peaceful, apologizing humans, could be dangerous. All ships, attack formation, he ordered. Target the nearest human vessels, fire at will. The 20 Krell warships opened fire. Their weapons were powerful, proven in battle. Energy beams that could cut through armor, missiles that could destroy entire stations. The weapons struck human shields and bounced off. The human shields flickered slightly, absorbed the impact, and returned to normal, not even damaged. What? Zar breathed. Our weapons should have. Human ships returning fire, someone shouted. The human fleet responded, but not all 500 ships. That would have been wasteful. Humans were efficient hunters. Only 50 human ships fired. Their weapons were different from anything the Krell had seen. Focused energy beams that cut through shields like paper. Railgun rounds that moved so fast sensors barely tracked them. Missiles that dodged defensive fire and struck with perfect accuracy. In the first 30 seconds, 3 Krell ships exploded. Just gone. Turned into expanding clouds of debris and fire. Shields down on 7 more ships. The tactical officer screamed. Hull breaches on 4 others. We are losing ships too fast. Zar watched in horror as his proud fleet was torn apart. The humans were not fighting angry. They were not fighting scared. They were fighting like what they truly were. Hunters. Cold, calm, efficient. All ships retreat. Zar finally ordered. Fall back. Emergency, jump 2. Sir, human ships are blocking all jump points. We cannot escape. They have us surrounded. Zar finally understood. This was not a battle. This was a hunt. And the Krell were not the hunters. They were the prey. Across the galaxy, other alien races watched the battle through sensors and spy satellites. What they saw changed everything they thought they knew about humans. On Nexus Prime, in the same trading station where David Park had apologized to rude customers, aliens crowded around news screens. The Thorian trader who had bullied David stood frozen, watching human warships destroy Krell vessels with terrifying efficiency. How? He whispered. How do they have this many ships? This much power? They have been building them, another alien said, reading reports coming through. For 100 years. In secret, while we all thought they were weak. But they always surrendered, always backed down, always ran. They were not running, a wise old alien explained. They were watching, learning, preparing, like predators study their prey before attacking. On the screen, another Krell ship exploded. Then another. The human fleet moved like a pack of wolves. Coordinated, patient, deadly. Look at how they fight, someone said with awe and fear. No wasted shots, no panic, no mercy, just efficient killing. The Thorian felt his legs go weak. He remembered David Park, the small human who smiled and apologized and gave discounts, who seemed so harmless, so weak. What if that was all an act? What if every human who ever backed down was just waiting? At the Galactic Council, ambassadors watched the battle in stunned silence. 500 warships, someone whispered. Where do humans get 500 military warships? They built them, the old ambassador said, his voice shaking. While we thought they were building merchant vessels, they were building weapons. While we thought they were peaceful, they were preparing for war. Why? The young ambassador asked. Why hide for so long? An intelligence report appeared on their screens. Information about Earth's history, wars, weapons, hunting, predators. The young ambassador read it with growing horror. They nearly destroyed themselves, multiple times. Wars that killed millions, weapons that could end their entire species. And they survived all of it, the old ambassador said quietly. They did not just survive, they learned, they adapted, they became stronger. That is what apex predators do. On the screen, the battle continued. 10 Krell ships were destroyed now. The remaining 10 were badly damaged and trying desperately to escape. But human ships blocked every exit, herding them, controlling them, like wolves herding sheep. This is not a battle, someone said. This is a demonstration. They are showing the galaxy what they can do. On his flagship, Commander Zar sat in his command chair as his ship shook from repeated hits. Half his crew was dead. His shields were gone. His weapons were offline. Around him, the last 9 Krell ships were in the same condition. Broken, defeated, helpless. General Marcus Stone's face appeared on the screen again. Commander Zar, your fleet is defeated. Surrender now, and we will stop firing. Continue fighting, and we will destroy every one of your ships. Zar felt tears of shame running down his face. How? How did we not know? Because you assumed, Marcus said calmly. You saw us smile and thought we were weak. You saw us trade and thought we could not fight. You saw us avoid conflict and thought we were afraid. He leaned forward. But humans learned something important in our long history, Commander. The best hunters do not roar and charge. They wait, they plan, they strike when the moment is right. We thought you were prey, Zar whispered. I know, Marcus said. That was the idea. We let you think it. We let everyone think it. For 100 years, we played the role of peaceful traders, and while we played that role, we studied every species in the galaxy. We learned your strengths, your weaknesses, your tactics, your technology. He smiled that cold smile again. We learned how to defeat all of you. We just hoped we would never need to use that knowledge. But you forced our hand, Commander. You threatened our people. You called us prey. You gave us no choice but to show you the truth. Behind Marcus, the 500 human warships hung in space like silent promises of death. Humans are not prey, Commander Zar, Marcus said quietly. We are the apex predators. We always have been. We always will be. Remember that, and tell the galaxy. Zar nodded weakly. I surrender. We all surrender. Smart choice, Marcus replied. Now the real lesson begins. The battle lasted only 43 minutes. 11 Krell ships destroyed, 9 surrendered, 0 human ships lost. The galaxy watched, and the galaxy learned. News of the battle spread faster than light through quantum communication networks. Every space station, every colony, every government, everyone heard the same shocking story. Humans were not prey, they were predators. They had always been predators, and they had been hiding it for 100 years. General Marcus Stone stood on the bridge of his flagship, looking at the 9 surrendered Krell vessels. Broken, defeated, their proud warriors now prisoners. What do we do with them, sir? Admiral Chen asked. Marcus thought for a moment. We show mercy. The same mercy they would not have shown our colonies. We treat their wounded. We repair their ships enough to fly home, and we send them back with a message. What message, sir? That humans fight only when we must, that we prefer peace. But that peace is a choice we make, not a weakness others can exploit. He looked at the vast human fleet around him. 500 warships, built in secret, hidden for a century, now revealed to the galaxy. Send a message to all human forces, Marcus ordered. Return to defensive positions. The demonstration is complete. The 500 ships began to move, not aggressively, not threateningly, just carefully, like wolves that had made their point and were now backing away. But the message was clear. We could destroy you. We chose not to. Remember that. On Nexus Prime, David Park walked through the trading station the next day. Everything was different now. Aliens stepped aside when they saw him coming. The same aliens who had pushed past him before. The same aliens who had demanded discounts and insulted him. Now they looked at him with new eyes. Cautious eyes. Respectful eyes. Afraid eyes. The Thorian trader who had bullied him stood at his stall. When he saw David approaching, he actually looked nervous. "Human," the Thorian said carefully. I wanted to apologize. For my behavior before, I was disrespectful." David smiled, the same friendly smile he always had. "That is okay. No hard feelings." But the Thorian looked at that smile differently now. Was it genuine friendliness, or was it the smile of a predator choosing not to attack? He did not know. Nobody knew anymore. That was the terrifying part. "Would you like to buy something?" David asked politely. "Yes," the Thorian said quickly. "At your regular prices. No discount needed. Fair prices for fair trade." David nodded. "Thank you. I appreciate your business." The interaction was polite, professional, respectful. But everyone watching understood what had changed. Humans no longer needed to give discounts to keep customers. Humans no longer needed to apologize for existing. The prey mask had come off. The predator stood revealed. Friends, if you are enjoying this story, please hit that like button. It really helps the channel grow. What did you think of humanity's reveal? Was hiding their strength for 100 years a smart strategy? Or should they have shown their power earlier? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I love reading what you think. And do not forget to subscribe if you love HFY Stories, where humans surprise the galaxy. We post new amazing stories every week. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. Now, let us see how the galaxy changed after humanity's demonstration. At the Galactic Council, new laws were written. Not official laws. Nobody wrote them down, but everyone understood them. Rule 1. Human colonies are protected. Do not touch them. Do not threaten them. Do not even look at them wrong. Rule 2. Human trade ships travel safely. Pirates who attack human vessels disappear. Nobody knows what happens to them. Nobody wants to find out. Rule 3. When humans smile and apologize, remember it is a choice. They are choosing to be peaceful. They are not being peaceful because they are weak. Rule 4. Humans prefer to trade. They prefer to negotiate. They prefer peace. But if you force them to fight, they will bring 500 ships. Maybe more. Nobody knows how many ships they really have. An old alien professor gave a lecture to young diplomatic students. "Understanding humans is essential to galactic survival," he said. "They are unique among space-faring species." "How, Professor?" a student asked. "Most species are either predators or prey," the professor explained. "Warriors or traders. Aggressive or peaceful. But humans are both. They can smile and trade with you in the morning. And if you threaten them, they can destroy your entire fleet by evening." He showed images from the Krell battle. Humans have something we did not account for. Patience. They can wait. They can pretend. They can hide their true nature for decades, centuries even, until the perfect moment. "Is that not deceptive?" another student asked. "Is a lion deceptive when it stalks through tall grass?" the professor replied. "Is a wolf deceptive when it observes prey before hunting? No. That is simply what predators do. They wait, they watch, they strike when ready." He looked at his students seriously. "Never forget this lesson. Humans spent 100 years pretending to be prey. They can be very, very patient. If they are being peaceful with you now, be grateful. Be respectful. Be fair, because the alternative. He showed the destroyed Krell ships again. The alternative is this. Years passed. The galaxy adjusted to the new reality. Human colonies expanded, not through force, through trade and mutual benefit. But nobody threatened those colonies. Nobody dared. Human trade ships traveled everywhere safely. Pirates learned to avoid them. The ones who did not learn vanished. Commander Czar, broken and humiliated, wrote a book about his experience. It became required reading in military academies across the galaxy. The title, The Prey That Hunted Back. In it, he wrote, "We assumed humans were weak because they smiled. We thought they were prey because they avoided conflict. We believed they were harmless because they apologized. We were wrong about everything. The most dangerous predator in the galaxy is the one you mistake for prey." On Earth, General Marcus Stone retired to a quiet house in the mountains. Sometimes reporters asked him questions. "Do you regret hiding humanity's strength for so long?" one asked. Marcus shook his head. "No. Those 100 years of pretending gave us time. Time to learn. Time to prepare. Time to understand the galaxy before we showed our teeth. And now the galaxy knows the truth," Marcus said. "Humans are predators. We always have been. But we are also civilized. We prefer peace. We choose kindness. But choice is the key word. We choose these things. They are not forced on us by weakness." He looked out at the mountains, peaceful and beautiful. "The galaxy has two options now. They can be our friends. Trade with us. Work with us. Live in peace with us. That is our preference." "And the other option?" the reporter asked. Marcus smiled. That cold, dangerous smile. "The other option is what happened to the Krell, and nobody wants that." In space stations across the galaxy, the story became legend. The story of how humans hid their true nature for a century. How they let everyone think they were prey. How they waited patiently for the right moment. And how, when that moment came, they brought 500 ships and showed the galaxy what real predators look like. Children of various alien species learned the tale in schools. It became a warning, a lesson, a reminder. Never mistake patience for weakness. Never mistake peace for fear. Never mistake kindness for harmlessness. And never, ever mistake humans for prey. Because the most dangerous hunter is the one you never saw coming.